I don't know if you guys saw the clip on TikTok that I sent you guys. First of all, great animation. Well done. I realized that before we get started, there's going to be people in the comments saying, yes, Gege said that Gojo wouldn't beat Kakashi Sensei, but I feel like that's like a tongue-in-cheek kind of respect my senpai answer. If we analyze the paper abilities, I feel like it's a much closer fight.
I did watch the animation.
I have thoughts, because these are like my two favorite anime universes.
At the end of the day, I think just the Naruto verse scales higher. I think Kakashi's Kamui could end Gojo.
In terms of the Mugen, does that catch Kamui?
Or Limitless would be.
No.
So here's the other tough thing though too, and I think ultimately either one could win. It just depends on who's writing the story and who they want to win. It depends, because like Kakashi has like 3 different versions of him that people would consider strong. There's the War Art Kakashi, there's DMS Kakashi,
which I don't count.
Yeah, which I don't either, because that's a very limited one-time thing. That's literally he gave him a battery of time to play with abilities, and then it runs out. Honestly, I would say like War Arc level Kakashi would be kind of who I would pit him against. Gojo loves to underestimate people. There's a big part of me that sees Gojo just being completely open to Sharingan Genjutsu. It's hard to say whether or not he could fall into a Genjutsu through like his Six Eyes vision of it.
Because then my next question is, given how Ryoiki Tenkai can essentially override other people's territories, like we see it with Mahito. If he's trapped in a Genjutsu and Gojo does Ryoiki Tenkai, would that territory supersede or override?
Would his domain expansion override it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hard thing too.
Well, follow-up question to that. Does it override the Genjutsu? And if it does Kakashi fall victim to the rules of domain expansion?
I would, yeah, because I mean your average human would as well, right? Which is why even 0.2 seconds of a domain expansion made people vegetables for a month. It's like 9 years of data flooding into his brain in 0.2 seconds.
You know, Kakashi has Genjutsu against him and Kamui, which would end him. And it doesn't have to. You know, infinity is dividing the space in between you and something infinitely. Kamui just appears where he wants it to. Like, other than that, I think Kakashi's, taijutsu and his physical abilities are going to supersede Gojo, but I don't think he has anything else in his toolkit that can actually do damage to him. But I don't really see him being defeated by purple, red, or blue.
The other thing that Gojo has going for him, though, is the ability to heal himself.
Yeah. What I'm getting from this discussion is that they both have 1 kills for each other. Kamui and Ryoiki Tenkai. Whereas if we think about Kakashi's like Shidori taijutsu,
he could use Raikiri to straight up decapitate as well. And
well, I mean,
that's another way to stop RCT as well, is to remove someone's head.
But wouldn't Infinity catch that? Because it's a physical attack.
Is Kakashi in it to kill right away? If he is, I think Kakashi stands a chance. Because as soon as Gojo sees him as an actual threat, he has no way to get through Limitless aside from Kamui, but like I don't even, like he can't use that unlimited.
Yeah.
Right? And we don't, like, it depends on how it would affect Limitless. It depends on if he could catch him with it, because Gojo's not slow.
Could Kakashi Kamui himself into the other dimension?
Mangekyo Sharingan has different effects, and one is self and the other is ranged, which is why there's a difference between Obito and Kakashi. That said, there is a moment where Kakashi takes himself out of the Kamui dimension with it, which he shouldn't be able to do then. He can only, so it's there's a lot of like this, according to the rules you've established, this shouldn't work. The tough thing about the domain expansion is he wouldn't be able to function. You don't have a reaction time at that point. It's up and you're hit by it. It's an instant effect.
No, but the person is still thinking. There's a lot of stuff that they're processing. I feel like
no, it literally is
a lot better than most. at doing that.
The domain expansion has a sure hit effect that happens instantly. And Gojo's is that it floods you with infinite information instantly. 9 years of information can happen in like, what was it, like 0.2 seconds or 0.02 seconds or whatever it was, that nonsense, when he did just the partial domain expansion. It's one of those things that I think as soon as it opens, he's like, Kakashi's just done.
I do consider it to be like the ultimate trump card. However, I do have to be aware at the rate at which Kakashi sees and processes information.
I agree, because I think Kakashi's the kind of person that would see the formation of a hand sign and immediately be expecting something, right? And be prepared, have a substitution ready. So it's like, cool, you got my substitution in your domain expansion. I'm outside of it just looking at this black bubble.
So if I were to kind of give a probabilistic answer to this fight, I think it would be a 60-40 or 70-30 split in favor of Kakashi.
That's where I'm at.
I genuinely feel like it's a 50-50. And it really it really just comes down to, in my opinion, would Kakashi be going for the kill immediately? The way he winds up killing people would be healable from RCT. So I would almost put it the opposite, the 60-40 or 70-30 in favor of Gojo, personally. As much as I'm not a Gojo stan, and I am a Kakashi stan, it's one of those things that, like, what's the kill factor Kakashi has? And it's quite literally, like, the only way he would be able to win would be to behead Gojo and destroy, like, his brain.
I'm now picturing Ikamoi's, like, his head, and and he heals from it, but it's just Gojo in the other realm running around because he.
So it's like, and as soon as he does it one time, Gojo's not gonna let it happen again.
Like if we're thinking about when he does it to Deidara, then yes, I see, because that takes a long time. Very, very limited on how much he can do it.
For me, it depends on how fast they recognize how strong the other person actually is.
Gojo just wouldn't be fast enough to touch Kakashi. I think we've already conceded that Kakashi's base stats are just higher, but with Kakashi's taijutsu and everything in the attacks, it gets tanked by Limitless. So it does come down to their attacks that just go past those limits.
I truly feel like it's a 50-50. Kakashi will go for the head. Do they want Gojo to win? Gojo's going to be able to survive whatever he's hit with and then opens a domain expansion and wins.